Namaste, class 9 students. I am your teacher Krishna Dital from Ann Papson, Kaski. Okay, class 9 students. Now today we are going to read a new chapter. The chapter is from chemistry from your book, and the chapter number is 12, and the chapter name is metals. Okay, class 9 student, I think you have heard about metals since class 6. Metals, non-metals, metals, non-metals. You have been reading in class 6, class 7, class 9, and now you are reading little bit different. You are going to expand the definition of metals, expand the definition of non-metal, expanding the role of metals. So, and how the metals are shiny, looking shiny, how they behave like this, everything we are going to read in this class. So metals in chapter 12, so turn over the book and start looking the chapter. Okay, let's go to the introductory part. See the slide I have provided for you. I have written about pure and impure substances. Let's go from the very beginning. In our surrounding we get different, or we see, or we found different type of substances, and among them substances, some are pure substances and some are impure substances. Among those pure substances, or among these pure and impure, let's take out pure substances. Okay, so these pure substances are specifically called elements and compound. So elements is a smaller form, while compound is the combination of different elements. So let's go to the definition of element. You know, element is a pure substances which neither can be split into two or more, nor can be created by adding two or more substances. So simply you got that element is a pure substances. Like we know that our body is made up of cell. All living organisms are made up of cell, and cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So likewise, for a substance, element is a basic unit. Element is a basic unit of substances, and there are 118 elements discovered so far till today. How many elements are found in the earth? There are 118 elements found in the earth, and among the 118 elements, 92 elements are natural and 26 are made in the lab, and all these elements are listed in modern periodic table. I think you are now familiar with modern periodic table since class 8. Now also you have to see thoroughly in modern periodic table about the elements, about the 118 elements, where we got 92 natural elements which are found in our earth and 26 lab made elements. So in elements also, all elements do not have same chemical and physical properties. Different elements have their own or different physical and chemical properties. On the basis of these physical and chemical properties, elements are classified into three groups. On the basis of physical and chemical properties of elements, elements are classified into three different categories, and these three categories are metal, non-metal, and metalloids. Now we are going towards our chapter name metal. So what are metals? Metals are also elements. Non-metal are also elements, and metalloids are also elements. So let's talk little bit about metals, because our chapter is metals. So I am writing some few more words about metals. Generally in one's life, metals, non-metals, and metalloids all have important role in our life. All have their own roles. Let's take a simple example. Iron is metal and we rely on metal. Oxygen is non-metal and we cannot live without oxygen. Similarly, there are few metalloids from which we are dependent. So all are important, but on the basis of our chapter, we will be reading more about metals. Let's see this slide. What are metals. A simple definition is written over here. The electropositive element that are good conductor of heat and electricity are metals. Electropositive as well as good conductor of heat and electricity. So what are electropositive? I think you know what are electropositive. Electropositive are those which have tendency to lose the electron during the chemical reaction. This property is called electropositive. So metals have tendency to lose the electrons in any sort of chemical reactions. Along with that, metals must be good conductor of heat and electricity. These are not only the properties of metals, we have to read more properties of metal, but the basic definition is of metal is the given sentence. Please read it. I will also repeat this. The electropositive elements that are good conductor of heat and electricity are called metals. The example of metal are gold, copper, silver, iron and aluminum. And there are also more metals which are found, which are listed in the modern periodic table. So metals have very essential role in our daily life. Not because we are in 21st century, our scientists have discovered different type of metals. We humans have been relying on metals since ancient times. From very long time ago, from our early ages till now, we are depending on the metals. Have you heard about the Iron Age, when people depending with the iron? In ancient period, when people get started to be dependent on iron, they have, from there the Iron Age started. Likewise, other elements are also found at the earlier ages too, and from there till now we are being dependent on metals. So metals are essential part of our life. Not even that, in our body we have blood. In blood we have hemoglobin, that is a metal. I think you got this knowledge before classes also. So let's go to the next point. Metals are also essential for growth and development of one body. Surely we eat different foods, from where we get different nutrients, and among them we get vitamins, zinc. Have you heard about this? Sodium, potassium. These are essential for our body. So we consume salts. Salt is made of sodium and chlorine. Sodium is metal. So we are intaking salt. We are intaking the metals for our growth and development. Not only humans, in case of plant, I think you have heard about chlorophyll. Chlorophyll of a plant also contains metal. Chlorophyll is made up of magnesium. So now you are clear that how much important metal is in a living being's life. In my opinion, without metals we cannot imagine a single living plant or animal in the earth. In the absence of metal, there will be absence of plant, and after the absence of plant there will be no animals, because plant have chlorophyll. If they don't have chlorophyll, they cannot prepare their food for us. Not only for those plant, they prepare food for us too. So these are the some points I have drawn from your textbook for your knowledge. Let's explore some properties of metals, non-metals and metalloids. Properties of metals and non-metals. Now, metals are good conductor of electricity and heat. You know that thing from your basic level. Metals are malleable in nature. Do you know what is malleable? I think you know this. Malleable is property of metals from where we can make thin sheet of that element. That means that is metal. So metals can be beaten and make a thin tiny sheets. And another property of metal is ductile. Ductile is the property from where we make a wire. Likewise, you have wire, house wiring, where you bring electricity in your home. Yes, simple. We are using wire in different areas. In your laptop, your mobile charger also wire, and that inside that wire metal is used. Either copper or aluminum is used. So how it is made? It is made from a source and it is converted into the wire structure. So that property of metal is called ductile. Extreme left at periodic table. This means the metals are found at extreme left of the modern periodic table in group 1A, 2A, 3B, 2B and 3A. We can find metals. In this group we can see metals. Metals are electropositive in nature. Electropositive means they have tendency to lose electrons during chemical reaction. Another property of metal is lustrous. Lustrous means shiny. Metals are shiny in nature. When we cut them, or normally their physical appearance is shiny than others. So let's recall the properties of metal again. Metals are good conductor of electricity. Metals are good conductor of heat. Metals are malleable in nature. Metals are ductile. Metals are kept at extreme left at periodic table. Metals are electropositive in nature, and metals are shiny in nature. They glow during daytime or even in the night time also. So let's go to the non-metal properties of non-metal. Properties are bad conductor of electricity. Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity except carbon. Carbon is the only non-metal which can transfer electricity from one end to another. So another property of non-metal is they are non-malleable. That means non-metal cannot be beaten into thin sheets. We cannot beat non-metal and make thin sheets of non-metal. So they do not have the property of malleableness. So non-metals are non-malleable. And another property of non-metal is they are non-ductile. We cannot make wire from non-metals. Likewise, we are making wire of copper, that is metal, but we cannot make wire of non-metal. So non-metal are non-ductile. Now position of non-metal. The position of non-metal is at extreme right of modern periodic table, where whenever you read the modern periodic table, you find non-metal at the extreme right side of the periodic table. That means from group 5A to group 0 we will find the non-metals. And another property of non-metal is electronegative in nature. This means non-metals are electronegative. That means during any chemical reaction they gain the electrons. They have tendency, they have habit of gaining the negative part of the atom. That means they are gaining the electrons. So if they are gaining the electrons, they become more and more negative. So the essential property of non-metal is they are electronegative in nature. And another is non-lustrous. That means non-metals are non-shiny in physically, they are dull in appearances. So let's read again the properties of non-metal. Non-metal are bad conductor of electricity except carbon. Non-conductor are bad conductor of heat. Non-conductors are non-malleable. Non-conductors are non-ductile. Non-conductors are positioned at the extreme right of the modern periodic table. Non-conductors are electronegative in nature, and non-conductors are not shiny in looking. So for today class, I will be teaching you this much. Before leaving the class, let's recall from the beginning. Our chapter is metal. So metal, I have started from which point? From our surrounding. In our surrounding we are seeing, we are observing, we are using different type of substances. These substances, among these substances, some substances are pure substances and some are impure substances. And pure substances are elements and compounds. So elements are pure substances and compound are also pure substances. Elements is the smallest structure or smallest unit of the substances. The combination of elements form the compound. We can define element as a pure substances that neither can be splitted into two or more substances nor be made from two or more substances. There are 118 elements in our world, and these all 118 elements are listed in modern periodic table. Among 118 listed elements in periodic table, 92 are natural element and 26 are made in lab. So only 92 are found easily in the earth, while 26 are gifted from scientists for us. Now, among these 118 elements are further classified into three different categories. They are metal, non-metal and metalloids. We will be reading thoroughly about metals and we will be reading about the properties of non-metals and metalloids both. So here comes the details of metals. Basically, metals are essential thing in our daily life, in human daily life. So what are its properties? It is so important that without metals our development is impossible, even our living is impossible. Not only us, even the life of plant is impossible. I have given you already that the chlorophyll which is present, the green pigment which is present in the plant is made up of magnesium. So without magnesium is a metal. So without metal, chlorophyll is also impossible. So without chlorophyll, the life of plant is impossible. So without the plant, man's or woman's life is impossible. Also in our blood, we can find metal in the name of hemoglobin. So it gives red color to our blood, and in case if we lack hemoglobin, we will be suffering from a disease called anemia. Rakta alpata bhanja. So this is the scenario. Both animals as well as plant need metal for their daily life. So in a summary, the definition of metal is listed as the electropositive elements which are good conductor of heat and electricity are called metals. Example are gold, silver, copper, iron, etc. They are essential part of our life, and without metals we cannot imagine a single plant and animal in the earth. After that, we read about properties of metal and non-metal. So metals are good conductor of electricity, metals are good conductor of heat. Metals are malleable in nature, metals are ductile in nature. Metals are found in extreme left of modern periodic table. Metals are electropositive in nature, metals are shiny in physical appearances. Similarly, the properties of non-metals is listed as they are bad conductor of electricity except carbon. Carbon is only non-metal which acts as a metal in this case. That means carbon is only non-metal which is good conductor of electricity. Another property of non-metal is they are bad conductor of heat. Non-metals are non-malleable. So non-metal can be beaten into the thin tiny sheets. Non-metals are non-ductile. That means we cannot make wire from non-metals. The position of non-metal in modern periodic table is extreme right. Non-metals are electronegative in nature. They have tendency to gain electrons during the chemical reaction. And another property of non-metal is non-lustrous or non-shiny. They are dull in physical appearance. So I would like to end up class till here. In the next class, we will be reading about the properties of metalloids and role of metal in human body. What are the role of metals? We will be listing some important metals which are essential for our daily life. So I like to thank you all of you students. So if you have any issues, any question, please list the question in the comment section below. Thank you.